Hello everyone, welcome to Coding Hacks channel. In this video, I am going to discuss JSON, which is one of the most important concepts that you can learn as a programmer or as a web developer. The agenda for today's video is what JSON is, why you should know it, and all the syntax involved in JSON. Also, at the end of this video, I am going to show some JSON examples in Visual Studio Code. So make sure you stick around till the end. JSON, also known as JavaScript Object Notation. It is simply a data representation format very similar to XML or YAML. It is widely used across the internet for almost every single API that you will access over the internet. It is in demand because it is extremely lightweight and we can easily send data back and forth from the server with it. It is easy to read JSON as compared to XML since it is much cleaner and there is not as many opening and closing tags to worry about. And it also integrates very nicely with JavaScript since JSON is a superset of JavaScript, which means anything you write in JSON is a valid JavaScript. So it integrates nicely with JavaScript, which is used all throughout the web for front-end and back-end developers. Also, almost every single major language has some form of library or built-in functionality to parse JSON strings into objects or classes in that language, which makes working with JSON data extremely easy inside of a programming language. Throughout your programming career, you are going to use JSON all the time, whether it is creating an API, consuming an API, or creating config files. Now, as we understand what JSON is and why it is important, let's dive into some of the syntax involved in JSON. As we know that JSON is a data representation format, so we need to be able to represent a certain data types within it. And JSON natively supports strings, numbers, and these numbers can be in any format, whether they are decimal numbers, whole numbers, negative numbers, even scientific notation numbers. It supports booleans, which can be either true or false. It supports null, which essentially stands for nothing. Arrays can be a list of any of the types that we have talked about. Plus, the next type of JSON is object. An object is the most complex but most used type within JSON, and it allows us to represent values that are key value pairs. So, in case of objects, you give it a key and then a value, and that value can be anything of the other types we have talked about. So, strings, numbers, booleans, array, you can take any of the data type as a value. So let's dive into an example of how to use JSON inside of a file. The first thing you need to do is create a file with the extension .json. Inside that JSON file, what you do is you take one of the types that we have talked about and you put that inside that file. So, for example, you could put a string, you could put a number, a boolean, whatever type you want inside of that file. One thing you must note here is that if all you have a single string or a single number, it's really not very useful to have a whole file for that input. To create an object, we need to use opening and closing curly braces, and then inside of that we will put all of the key value pairs that makes up our object. Note that for every single one of these key value pairs, the key must be surrounded by double quotes, followed by a colon and the value of that key. If we have multiple key value pairs, we need commas separating every single of our key value pairs, similarly to how we would create an array in a normal programming language. So, for example, if our user has a name, we would surround that name into double quotes, and we will also assign it a value correspond to that key. In this example, I have used 4 different properties and assigned them different values. Now, let's discuss the popular JSON methods that we often use to transform the objects. First is JSON.parse method. This method is commonly used when we want to change the data which we are receiving from the web server, and it is generally used when we want to transform string into object. Just like the JSON.parse, we have another method called JSON.stringify. This method we use when we want to send some data from browser or mobile device to the server. Then we again need to change the data from object to string. Then we often use this method for the transformation purpose. Now let's jump into Visual Studio Code and get some understanding of it. I am inside Visual Studio Code. Here I am going to create one JSON file. Let's call it data. Now one thing we need to note here is that we are going to create array of objects. And as discussed, let's assign few properties to it. For example, a name. Name is test1. Some ID. Let's suppose 101. Is visible. For example, let's take 2. True. Just like this, we are going to assign one more object with the same properties. Let's just update the values. That's it. We have created our JSON file. Now let's create one HTML file. Here inside this file, I am going to use script tag, and let's create an variable called response. Now let's assign the JSON data that we have created. Paste it here. Console.log response. Now let's check its value in the browser. Let's run this HTML file. Here in the browser you can see both the properties that I had created earlier in the JSON file. You can see the value. Let's jump here. Now let me tell you, generally when we get the data from server, it is in the string format. So let's convert this response into string by using backtick. And now I am going to print it again, saving it. Reload the browser. Now you can see that the response which we are getting is of string type. So in these cases, we have to use the JSON methods that I discussed earlier, JSON.parse or JSON.stringify. So as we are getting string in response, so we can convert it in JSON object by using JSON.parse method. And we can simply pass that string which we are getting from the server and save it. Now back to the browser, reload the page. I think I am missing something here. Oops, there was some mistake. So the mistake was here. I just removed commas from a last property because it should not be there. After that, I just save my file, and now we are again going to use JSON dot parse method and passing the string. In this case, it is inside response variable. Let's save it and reload the browser. So this is the object, and we are converting this string into this object by using json.parse method. So that's it from this video. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.